Welcome to the Guri Show, your go-to podcast for retreat leaders, coaches, and transformation seekers who are ready to create thriving businesses while embracing self-healing, wellness, and personal growth. Hosted by Guri Kaur, yeah, that is me. This show is your space to learn how to design life-changing retreats, confidently sell your offers, and master the mindset shifts needed to create abundance and impact. Each episode dives deep into actionable strategies, personal insights, and soulful practices that combine business growth with inner transformation. From self-healing techniques and wellness rituals to powerful tools for scaling your coaching programs, we'll help you align your purpose, your profits, and your peace. Whether you are building your first retreat or scaling to six figures and beyond, the Guri Show is your space to dream big, transform yourself, and empower others to do the same. Tune in, grow your business, heal your soul, and create the legacy you're destined for. Let's thrive together. Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Guri Show podcast. Today, I'm so excited to dive into a topic that's not only close to my heart because I love it, but the understanding and implementation of it has truly changed my life. We're going to dive into how understanding our energy centers and chakra rights and the beliefs tied to them can help us manifest the life we desire. I know manifestation is a word we hear a lot these days, but let's be real. Manifestation is more than just thinking positively and waiting for good things to happen. It's about aligning our inner energy, beliefs, and actions to create the reality we want to experience. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is through the lens of the energy centers or the chakra system, a concept that I fell in love with when I first read the book Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anodia Judith. This book taught me that each chakra corresponds to a set of core rights and a certain identity. When these rights are honored, we feel empowered in that area or identity. And when they are blocked or denied or violated, we experience everything from fear and shame to feeling disconnected from our own path. So today I'm going to guide you through each chakra, the rights they represent, and how we can transform our beliefs to unlock our fullest potential. Although it is a very interesting, let me give you a little bit of a backstory first. So, I started listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I'm sure like everybody has heard his name, especially people in the wellness space, just like know him, follow his work, and like, yeah, he doesn't need an introduction. And so when I first started listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, that's when I first encountered the term energy centers. And that was like 2018, I guess, exactly the year my entrepreneurial journey began. Actually, November 2017, to be precise. Now, in 2020, I started following Catherine Zenkina. I got introduced to manifestation through her work. And manifestation in the way it is perceived in the modern world, so that's how I got to introduce to manifestation through her work. I And of course I knew some of it from like my childhood, right? But the way it is used and described in the modern world, that's how I got to know about it, through Catherine's work and also through Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. And then in 2022, I think I joined her program and started learning more about the tools and processes for manifesting the life I desired. Also, something amazing happened in 2022. I went to Rishikesh, India, and I found this amazing book. On in one of those stores that I just happened to be in for no particular reason. I had no plans to go to that particular store, but I lost my way, and I was going somewhere else. So I had lost my way and I called my boyfriend. He was on a client call, so he said he didn't pick my call at first. And then, probably like after 5 minutes, he called me back and he said, I'm going to come and pick you up And so I was just waiting for him, and I saw this bookstore, lovely, beautiful bookstore. And anyone who's visiting Rishikesh, India, just let me know. I can, connect you with the bookstore. I can let you know the direction. It's an amazing shop. You get everything there, especially if you're on your spiritual journey. You want to read books, you want to do multiple stuff in Rishikesh, or you want to do just yoga. So I went to that shop and I saw this book, and I'm like, and mind you, I had no connection to all of this chakra system and stuff and yoga. I had no relation or connection to it. And I saw this book, and it's a very heavy, thick book. And I'm like, I want to buy this. And I bought it. And I was like, are you even going to read it ever? But something inside me said that, you know what, this book, you must read this book. Anyway, let's get back to this. Otherwise, you guys are going to just drop off from this podcast and go and probably just go to buy the book, which is fine. Also, anyway, now let me tell you, it's a big book. It takes time, highly conceptual, but also very, very relevant. So when I finished this book almost this year, actually last year, actually mid, yeah, March. Yeah, actually, I finished it in March this year. I had an awakening, and I came up with my own formula in understanding for manifestation and healing, combining everything I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, Catherine's program, in this amazing book. But today, I'm not sharing my method with you. What I'm sharing with you is an understanding of manifestation through the lens of chakras only. Okay, so get comfortable, grab your favorite cup of tea or coffee, and let's explore how your basic rights and your wholeness can guide you to manifesting a life you truly love. Awesome. Let's dive in. So, I want to start by introducing the idea of chakra rights. Each of our 7 rights correspond to a particular right we have as human beings. Think of these rights like fundamental truths, core principles that dictate how energy flows through us. Now, when one or more of these rights are violated, we minimize the divine within us. For instance, our root chakra, located at the base of the spine, governs our right to be here and to have. It's all about survival, safety, and stability. If we don't believe we have the right to be, to occupy space on this planet, how can we expect to manifest anything else like wealth or security? I remember when I first started my entrepreneurial journey, I constantly felt like I was fighting an uphill battle to succeed. No matter how hard I worked or how much I planned, I couldn't seem to make progress. And it wasn't until I started exploring the root chakra that I realized something crucial. Deep down, I didn't believe I had the right to have what I wanted. I felt undeserving. It was like trying to build a house on quicksand. And even when these support, so that's the power of aligning your chakra rights. So let's go through each chakra and see how these rights and beliefs impact what we are able to create in our lives. Okay, are you with me? Okay, chakra rights, beliefs, and manifestation. Root chakra, right to be here and to have. The root chakra is our foundation. It's about feeling safe and secure. When we are grounded in this chakra, we believe, I have the right to exist. I have the right to be provided for. If this belief was weak or violated growing up, And the reason could be anything from absent parent to poverty to emotionally unavailable parent. We might struggle with fear and scarcity in our adulthood, feeling like we don't have enough. We don't have enough money, we don't have enough security or support. Take a moment and ask yourself, do I believe I have the right to have what I want? Do I believe I'm worthy of my desires? If your answer is no, or if there is some hesitation, that's your starting point. The first step is to affirm that you have a right to be here, to have what you desire, and to feel secure in your place in this world. Another thing that I do is to connect with my body, touch my body, to feel connected and safe. When our right to be is violated, we more often than not disconnect from our body. And how else do you plan to manifest your desires in this physical plane if you're disconnected from your body? Okay? That being said, we move to the next chakra, sacral chakra, which is basically connected to our right to feel. The sacral chakra is our center of emotions and creativity. It represents our right to feel. If you were ever told as a child, don't cry, don't be sensitive, you might have learned to shut down this right. If you're blocking this energy, you may find it hard to connect with others on a deeper level, even to like express yourself authentically, or even to tap into your creative potential, because creative potential chakra 2 is again excuse me, is connected to the creative expression, which I think is chakra 5. Imagine trying to paint a masterpiece with dried up paint. That's what it's like trying to manifest without honoring your right to feel. And our desires are so much about feelings and emotions that manifesting a life that we want is so closely related to the right to feel. So here's a quick exercise. I want you to spend a few minutes every day asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? Not what you think you should feel, but what you are actually feeling. This simple act can help you reconnect with your emotional body and start to shift those blocked energies. Also, if some suppressed emotions come up, for example, anger, anxiety, or extreme joy and laughter, don't worry, it's normal. Next, we move on to solar plexus chakra. Let me say that again, that was weird. Solar plex chakra, which is connected to our right to act. This is our power center, also our will center. And it is tied to our ego identity. Self identification is what we want through this center. This chakra is all about our right to act and assert our will in the world. So, if you struggle with confidence or fear taking action, this chakra might be out of balance. If you've ever felt like you're not good enough, you might be holding back on going after what you really want. This chakra is the energy center for action. If you don't believe you have the right to act, it's like having a car with no gas. You won't go anywhere. Again, if you have your first two chakras sorted, this chakra kind of comes into alignment in itself, like in most cases. However, You still need to do some work. I used to struggle with putting myself out there, especially when I started my business. I would join courses, listen to podcasts, and do whatnot, create freebies. But then when it came to putting my work out, like asking people to appreciate, I'll just, see my work, I would hesitate. I would hesitate to publish my podcasts. I would hesitate to publish posts because I questioned every time, who am I to speak on this topic? Who am I to be doing this? There are so many other people, so many good people out there who are already doing it. Why me? I mean, like I'm not good enough. And let me tell you, I had to work through those feelings of unworthiness and unwantedness, if that's the word, to truly step into my power and share my voice. And in order to do that, I had to go back to my childhood to see where those feelings of unworthiness stemmed from. If that makes sense, we are moving to the next chakra, the heart chakra, which is connected to our right to love and be loved. The heart chakra or the heart center is all about love, love for yourself and for others. It's where we hold our right to give and receive love freely. Now, if you've been hurt in your relationships or you struggle to love yourself, this chakra might be blocked. A closed heart can make it difficult to connect with others. Oftentimes it leads to loneliness or fear of intimacy. When you open up this energy center, you'll find that love and connection flow naturally, and you can manifest harmonious relationships and so much more without any grief or pain. Demon of love is hate and grief. So if you experience any of these, then forgiveness is something you can try. And I'm not saying forget who did you wrong or that you can change your past, but forgiveness can ease your pain and change your relationship with what has happened in the past, because what's done is done. Holding on to it will only harm you and you only. I remember, and I'm sharing this from a personal experience, that the day I started doing or practicing forgiveness, and I usually do it through cord cutting and Ho'oponopono, which is an Hawaiian healing modality or practice, whatever you want to call it. And the day I started forgiveness through those two practices, my life changed. My heart became so light and loving. And I come from a spiritual background, like my childhood growing up, everybody was more towards spirituality and humanity as opposed to towards religion, although there were some roots of religion also in my house, but it was more approaching life through the realm of spirituality and humanity. And so forgiveness was a gift to me always. It was always like there's a lesson in that. If somebody does wrong to you, there is a lesson in that. And you got to let go and move forward. But at times I found it really, really difficult. And I realized that, before practicing Ho'oponopono and cord cutting, I realized that I was doing forgiveness, but it wasn't really, the pain that has gone really deep into my cells, the grief that has gone really deep into my cells, that pain and grief wasn't healed yet. And I was still holding on to certain things from my past. I was still holding on to certain people from my past. And so, even though forgiveness was always with me and I was practicing it, but it's really when I went a little deeper into forgiveness and understood that it's not really about forgetting things or just letting go people. Those are certain memories, and those memories are like part of my life, and I never want to let go, or never want to just forget them. But I can forgive myself, and I can forgive those people. And I can't tell you, my life just changed from that point on. I opened myself to so many opportunities and possibilities after cord cutting, and so many new people have been coming into my life ever since. All right, that was a little trivia. I don't know. You guys tell me. Okay, so that being said, we move on to the next chakra. And like I said, today I'm only touching upon these chakras and energy centers, and how I'm coming up with my own description and definition of these chakras, and also coming up with my own way of manifesting things in my life. Again, it's a no one size fits all kind of thing, but this has worked for me because I'm kind of like a multi learner. Like, I like to try and learn different things. So try and test it. But if you want me to speak more about energy centers, chakras, and manifestations, and human design, and stuff like that, just let me know in the comments or DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and I would be happy to create more episodes on this. Awesome. Um, let's move forward. Next up, we have throat chakra, which is connected to our right to speak and be heard. So, the throat chakra is all about communication and self expression. And it is also strongly connected to our second chakra, sacral chakra. When we are able to, it has been observed by me. I mean, I can't say it for the world, but I realized when I am able to understand my feelings, and when I put myself into action, naturally my communication and my self expression improves, right? So that's just my observation, but it could be like, let me know if you have something else to add to that. Okay, so throat chakra governs a right to be speak and be heard. If this chakra is blocked, you might feel like you can't express your true self, like you're hiding, or you might fear judgment when you speak up. When we don't believe in our right to express ourselves, it can show up as hesitation in sharing ideas, speaking up in public, or even communicating in personal relationships. We might fear criticism or rejection, so we stay silent. How cool is that? We stay silent just because we think that we don't have the right to be heard. Oh my God, that just drives me crazy at times, really. Anyway, and again, this can be linked back to our childhood or even past life. Not that I'm recommending that you dive into those, but it's totally your choice. If you feel called to, why not? Go to see your past life. Anyway, let me give you something to think about. So, for now, think about someone who always had to play it small in their life. Maybe they were constantly told children should be seen and not heard. As adults, they may struggle to speak up in meetings or share their opinion, thinking it won't matter or fearing that it won't be accepted. But when you start embracing your right to speak and be heard, you begin to share your authentic self, and opportunities can open up in ways you never expected. All right, you guys. That being said, we move to our next chakra, third eye chakra, which is associated with our right to see. The third eye chakra is located between the eyebrows, or maybe just above the eyebrows, but in the center. And it governs intuition, vision, and inner wisdom. It's about the right to see, both literally and metaphorically. It allows us to access our imagination and inner guidance to see the truth beyond what's visible on the surface. It is also associated with illusion. So the demon of this chakra, right, is illusion. A lot of times you will see people who are overthinking, are so caught up in their own illusionary world or the made up world. They're not able to see life as it is. And I have seen, this is my observation while I was studying this chakra, I also observed and discovered one thing, that people with eyesight issues have this chakra a little bit, out of balance. Like people who are doing too much, people who are too much absorbed in their own world have eyesight issues. And this could be coming from their own, again, childhood, where they were told not to see things a certain way and to kind of like change their perception or hide their way of seeing things, like change their way of seeing things. And so that kind of creates a distorted illusion in our mind. And people go inward in terms of like they make a different world in their mind, and they disconnect from reality. And so they kind of like disconnect from they stop being able to see the world the way it is. Okay. If this chakra is blocked, you might struggle to trust your intuition. You might rely heavily on logic and dismiss your gut and feelings. In terms of manifestation, this blockage can make it hard for you to visualize your future clearly or to trust the path you're on. So, if I put you to some visualization exercise, like imagine, so for example, if you're hosting a retreat, or if you are launching your coaching program, let's say 3 months from now, and you're thinking that, I don't know, you're self doubting. You're like, I don't know if it's going to be a success. I don't know if people are going to come and join my retreat or join my coaching program. And I do a simple visualization exercise with you, and I ask you to close your eyes, take 5 deep breaths in and out, and kind of like imagine that you're sitting in this comfortable space, the space that you trust, the space you believe holds, sacred energy for you, the space where you feel safe. And then I want you to visualize that a person just comes out of nowhere and messages you on Facebook or somewhere, Instagram, or emails you that they want to join your program. It's a simple thing, it's a simple exercise, but I can't tell you how many people find it difficult to even visualize this simple thing. And the reason, like, there could be multiple reasons, but the simple reason could be that your third eye chakra is blocked. It might be overstimulated by, like, you might be consuming too much content. And so consuming that too much content is blocking you from kind of visualizing your own reality or visualizing your own desired reality. Anyway, I don't want to confuse you guys. I just hope this is making sense. So, yeah. So, many people doubt their own intuition, thinking I should make decision based on facts, not feelings. But when you trust your inner vision, it often guides you to make aligned decisions that lead to greater success and fulfillment. Here's a practical way to open this chakra. Spend a few minutes each day meditating and visualizing your desired future. Trust what images, feelings, or insights arise. This is your inner wisdom communicating with you, helping you manifest your desires. How does that sound? Let that sink in for a moment. Awesome. Let's move on to the next and the final chakra, the crown chakra, which is connected to our right to know and connect. Finally, we reach the crown chakra located at the top of the head. This chakra is all about spiritual connection and higher understanding. It represents your right to know, to understand the deeper truths of life, and to connect with a higher consciousness, whatever that means for you. If you're disconnected from your crown chakra, you might feel isolated or unsure of your life's purpose. There is often a sense of disconnection from the bigger picture, and this can create feelings of confusion or even depression. A common limiting belief here is I don't know my purpose, or I'm disconnected from something greater. I'm disconnected from source. I am separate from source. Some people even say that the source or God has abandoned me. But when you align your crown chakra, you begin to realize that you're always and always connected to something bigger. Whether it's the universe, God, source, your higher self, or spirit, or a greater collective consciousness. Okay, now we move on to section 3 of this podcast, which is transforming beliefs and taking aligned action. Now that we have explored each chakra and the corresponding rites, let's dive deeper into how these beliefs can impact our ability to manifest. The reality is that our beliefs act as filters through which we experience the world. If you have limiting beliefs tied to any of these chakras, it's like putting up roadblocks on your manifestation journey. For example, if you don't believe in your right to act, you may procrastinate or avoid taking actions, inspired action toward your goals. If you don't believe in your right to feel, you might suppress your emotions, leading to disconnection from your desires. Because true manifestation is not just a mental process, it requires emotional energy. And here's the truth: manifestation isn't just about asking the universe for something and waiting for it to appear. It's about aligning your energy so you can receive it. If your chakras are out of balance or your beliefs are limiting, it's like trying to tune in to a radio station but being off by just a few frequencies. No matter how much you turn the dial, the signal will be distorted. For the longest time, I struggled with feeling like I didn't deserve success. This belief sat in my root chakra, my right to be here and to have. And no matter how much I tried to manifest abundance, I kept running into obstacles. And it wasn't until I started working on that belief, grounding myself in the truth that I do deserve stability and abundance. And that's when things began to flow. When I shifted my internal energy, the external reality changed. One thing I did is leaning more into my body, grounding myself, feeling safe in my body, and not just always be in my head. Relaxing my nervous system by not doing all the time or feeling like I have to do, otherwise, I won't be successful. In fact, I now enjoy not doing or emptiness. Okay? I know for sometimes it's weird, like, oh, how do you enjoy the emptiness? But anyway, here's something you can try: take out a journal and write down a goal you're trying to manifest. Okay? You can pause this and come back to this, listen to it again. Now, go back through the chakras and ask yourself if your rights in each area are being honored? Do you believe in your right to have what you desire? Do you feel connected to your emotions around this goal? Are you taking action towards this goal? Identifying where you might have a blockage or limiting belief is the first step to realigning your energy. Okay? That being said, we move to the section 4 of this podcast, manifestation through chakra alignment. When your energy is aligned, you can manifest from a place of flow rather than force. Think of it as being in a river. When all your chakras are open or aligned, you're moving with the current. And when I say open, I don't mean over open, okay? I just mean open and like connected and aligned. And so you don't have to swim upstream or struggle. Manifestation just becomes effortless. And this isn't just about setting goals or creating vision boards. It's about becoming a vibrational match for what you want by honoring your own inner truths. Okay? So, I invite you to reflect on your chakras, your rights this week. Which one feels strongest? Ask yourself. Which one feels blocked? What beliefs do you hold around each one? And if you're curious to dive deeper into this work, I would love to support you. Reach out to me and then let's explore how you can unlock your fullest potential and manifest a life that's aligned with your highest truth. One important thing to remember is that just as these rights can feel blockers, it's possible that they may be overflowing. Either way, they're out of balance. Also, by finding balance, I don't mean you have to be in balance all the time, 24/7, 365 days a year. That's not possible. Okay? That's like running after perfection. That's like being out of human body and just human nature or whatever you want to call it. And let me tell you one more thing. That's like taking away your right to be. Because when you honor your right to be, you're also honoring your imperfections. Oh, that hits hard. That hits so deep. Honoring your imperfections is honoring your right to be. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode brought you some new insights and inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this with anyone who needs to hear it. Leave a review. And until next time, remember, you have the right to be here, right to feel. You have the right to create a life you absolutely fuckingly love. Okay?